Mm. Anyway, I was watching Superman Returns, and as I get out of the theater, I'm like, wow, that's a pretty damn good movie, especially in 3D. Then I'm talking with other people, and it seems like they freaking hated it. I'm like, wait, what? Were we watching the same movie? Then I'm talking to my grandma, and she's like saying, yeah, like, I'm just over movies now. I thought I'd give it one last try with Superman. I saw Superman Returns, and it's like, it was horrible. It was done with Hollywood. Like, they can't do anything. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And like, I liked Superman Returns till I really saw its faults when I got past the whole 3D thing. It's like, this isn't really a good movie. And Brandon Routh was great. I think the cast was great. The effects were, for the most part, great. I think it was a pacing problem. It was a pacing problem, and there wasn't that much action. Like, there needed to be more action. I think like the most devastation that we saw. I think the most. I think the most devastation we saw in that movie was Lex Luthor destroying a model town. That's the worst we saw in this entire movie. So yeah. But the thing is, like, I would take this over like the Henry Cavill Man of Steel Batman v Superman. Now, Superman is not Superman. Now, I know Henry Cavill is a great actor, and I think he can be a great Superman. He can be a great Superman, and just allow him to play Superman. We want to see Superman. We don't want to see whatever was in Man of Steel or in Batman v Superman. I mean, first of all, I don't think like there's a lot that's wrong with those movies. I'll go into them another time. This is not the video for it. Um, bring back Superman. We want to see Superman. Classic Superman. Jimmy Olsen, boy reporter, Superman's best friend. Lois Lane, getting in over her head. Damn good journalist. Make her a pilot as well. Why not? Like, yeah. Superman is do that thing, like do classic Superman, like classic Superman. It's like this looks like a job for Superman. It's like gets into the phone booth, it's like rips it off, up and away. We never really got to see that in Superman movies. I just want to see like classic old school Superman. Same thing with like classic old school Batman. I'm not saying like I don't know, like you can keep a sense of the danger and stuff. That's fine, but like it shouldn't be dark. Not as dark as it's been getting. I think like they should probably try to go with the 1970s Neil Adams Batman, where it's like it's Batman, it's serious, like he's cool, but he's not psychotic, he's not malicious. Well, not that I've noticed in the 70s comics I've read, but anyway, he just seems like he had it together. He was Batman, but he wasn't above like cracking a Batman joke. It's like, what's the Batman joke? Read Neil Adams Batman comics. You'll see one. I think it's about a werewolf. Yeah, it's the issue with the werewolf where Batman fights a werewolf. Actually, it's actually a pretty good issue. They based an episode of Batman the Animated Series off of that comic. They actually stole a lot from the comics in Batman the Animated Series, but I think like they made a lot of improvements to those comic stories. So there's that. Let's see. Batman cracks a Batman joke in that comic book though with the werewolf. It's kind of funny. It's totally Batman. So yeah, I just want Batman where he's like dark and he's cool and stuff. But he's not psychotic and he's a bit lighter. It's got a bit of lightness to him. Yeah. I think DC Comics went as dark as they could with Batman. I think like they've done everything they could do with Dark Batman. I feel like they've exhausted their options, and really, I felt like the one thing that was keeping them from really making Batman a better character is like giving him a bit of lightness to him, and I don't know. I just thought maybe like, never mind. It's going into fanboy stuff too much. Anyways, give us classic Batman as well. Yeah, old school Batman, like comic book Batman, you know? I don't mind a bit. Yeah. Comic book accurate Batman. Yeah. Which era? Which era do you want? I'm I am a bit partial to the Tim Burton era of Batman, where he was capturing the 1930s comics of Batman, where Batman had guns on his airplanes, and Batman wasn't above using guns, actually, and he wasn't above like killing people. So that was a good era of Batman, but no, I felt like as a character progression, like Batman should have learned not to kill people over that course of the movie series. But and then like he could have teamed up with Superman, that would have been cool. Fate did not play out that way, and that sucks. That I'm not giving a thumbs up. That sucks. That sucks. Fate did not play out that way. That would have been cool to see Michael Keaton Batman and Christopher Reeve Superman. That would have been awesome. I was actually kind of hoping for the same thing with like Christian Bale Batman and Brandon Routh Superman. Again, that didn't work out, and yeah. Anyway, what was I saying about Batman? Classic Superman, Lois Lane. Freaking diverge. Okay, stay first from the subject. Classic Superman. We need classic Superman, Man of Steel, Brandon Routh. Oh yeah, like Superman Returns. Okay, found my way back. Superman Returns. Wasn't a good movie. Actually, I felt the last of the good movies, the last flow of good movies stopped in 2012. There was like a whole slew of good movies in 2012, and then like a faucet stopped. Small drip of movies. Small drip of movies. And yeah, every once in a while we got a good movie from Hollywood. Ultimately, the good movies weren't being made in Hollywood post 2012. They're actually being made in Japan and like elsewhere, like England and stuff. There are actually quite a number of really good foreign movies I've been getting over the years. Far better than what Hollywood has been making. Just sucks, but that's kind of the thing. It's like I think Hollywood lost its way. I mean, here's the thing, like Pirates of the Caribbean, fantastic movie, like brought back the pirate swashbuckler, based on the Walt Disney ride. People loved it. People loved it because of Johnny Depp, really. Because think about it, Will Turner, Elizabeth, they were the main characters. They were pretty forgettable main characters. I mean, let's face it. If they were just the main characters, there was no Jack Sparrow. Pirates of the Caribbean would be probably kind of around the Rocketeer level, where it's a really entertaining movie, a really good movie, but nobody really remembers it. But I still think the Rocketeer would have been better than Pirates of the Caribbean if it was Pirates of the Caribbean without Johnny Depp. So anyway, Johnny Depp arrives as Jack Sparrow, swashes, like, I don't know, he just sails into the movie, and it's his movie from then on. Yeah, like, freaking Jack Sparrow. One of my favorite two pirates, by the way, in film. As I said, I'm going through a pirate phase. Anyway, it's late at night. Cat's going crazy. Anyway, my two favorite pirates in film are Jack Sparrow and Han Solo. Yeah, those are my two favorite film pirates. Tell me there isn't any better film pirate now. Granted, like I feel like some of the best film pirates we got were Errol Flynn's Captain Blood. We got Dread Pirate Roberts, Captain Hook with Dustin Hoffman, Long John Silver with trying to remember his name. Ah, John Silver, Tim Curry, yeah. Anyway, John Silver is Tim Curry. Uh, yeah, so those are some of the great pirates in film. Getting tired. Okay, on to other things. Yeah, Johnny Depp's movie is Jack Sparrow. Essentially, Johnny Depp made that movie memorable. He did. Jack Sparrow was like a character that people hadn't really seen before. Closest we had seen was Doc Holliday in Tombstone, Val Kilmer's Doc Holliday in Tombstone. Again, this movie is totally like heavily inspired by Tim Powers. Uh, I just want to say they kind of ripped off Tim Powers' book, but they bought the rights to his book for the fourth movie, so that's fine. He felt it was fine too, since he liked the movie, and they bought the rights to his book, and they put Jack Sparrow in it instead of Jack Shandy, and I don't really have a problem with that as a pirate fan. So yeah, as a fan of Tim Powers' book and a fan of Pirates of the Caribbean, I just feel like, if you had like the choice between Jack Shandy or Jack Sparrow, I'm thinking like as a fan of Pirates of the Caribbean, Tim Powers would actually prefer seeing Jack Sparrow in the place of Jack Shandy. Not that Jack Shandy's a bad character, but you have to admit, like, Jack Sparrow is definitely a lot more entertaining on film, I believe. And I think Tim Powers would agree, but I don't want to speak for him. It's just something I believe. Anyway. Let's see. I feel Hollywood and Disney learned the wrong lesson from Pirates of the Caribbean, though. They totally learned the wrong lesson. Disney felt that due to the success of Pirates of the Caribbean, movies based off of their attractions would be successful. So they made a movie like The Haunted Mansion with Eddie Murphy. They didn't make the movie scary. They didn't make Eddie Murphy funny. So that was kind of a big problem right there. And because of that, the movie just sucked and nobody saw it. And so that failed. And I think they tried a few other rides and stuff, but what they didn't realize is that the success of Pirates of the Caribbean was not just due to Johnny Depp. It was the fact that it was an old-time movie. You brought back a movie from an era of Hollywood we all missed. And not only that, you made it good. You made it real good. And we loved it. And we wanted more. And we got more. We got Pirates of the Caribbean 2. And the thing about Pirates of the Caribbean 2 is that Jack Sparrow went from being like based on Bugs Bunny, where he was the smartest guy in the room, 2 steps ahead of everybody else. He went from being that Bugs Bunny to being literally Bugs Bunny, the cartoon character. And yeah, I feel he lost something. I feel he lost something as a character once he became a live-action cartoon character. I feel something was lost in the Pirates of the Caribbean universe, and I think that was the downward trend, because I don't know, like I know he's smart, but still, he's a freaking cartoon character now, and I feel that makes him kind of less interesting. I don't know. I guess it makes him Disney. It doesn't. Actually, I want to hear below. Do you prefer Jack Sparrow as like the smartest guy in the room, 2 steps ahead of everybody, or do you prefer him as like a crazy cartoon character bouncing around and like coming out just more or less the same as he did before? I don't know. Pirates of the Caribbean was an old style film, and we got something like that with The Lone Ranger. Actually, it was quite a good movie. No, it was, like, well, starring an alleged cannibal. Um, an alleged cannibal was in a Disney film. People were upset about Johnny Depp. Anyway, yeah, freaking Lone Ranger was a damn good movie. Very underrated. It's, I don't know, if you want like one of those old time cowboy westerns, like Lone Ranger is a good way to go. I remember like being in the audience, the movie ends, everybody just freaking stands up and applauds. Anyway, we loved it, and more people needed to see that movie. Critics ravaged it. Anyway, sucks, you know? It's like you get something like the old time, and they make it good, and never mind. We got other things. Ultimately, that was one of the few movies from 2013 that one of the movies from 2013 that was actually good. There are some movies coming out here and there, but ultimately the quality in Hollywood stopped. And for a while, I think like it was dying anyway. I really do think the quality in Hollywood was dying since the 2000s. In a way, I blame the Marvel movies. I really do. I blame the Marvel movies for the death of cinema because they took something creative. Like, do you remember the early Marvel movies? They were edgy, they were awesome, you know, they had great stories. It was good. Like, the producers were butchering the stories, but like if you saw what the directors were filming for us, you could see the artwork, the artistry. My God, what the movies they actually made were beautiful, and the producers chopped them up. And anyway, the point is that think about it. Blade movie starts out in a club in a slaughterhouse, and like you've got Tracy Lords, and you've got blood everywhere. And it's like these scary vampires, strobing light effects, freaking you the hell out. It's like lion roaring. It's like, then Blade appears. And like he starts kicking everybody's ass, just blowing them away into ash. And like stabbing them. It's violent. It's like R-rated as fuck. Man, Blade was awesome. It was one of the ultimate Marvel movies of the 90s. I mean, shit, you had everything. You know, you had vampires, you had blood, you had martial arts, you know, you had freaking techno music. You had Wesley Snipes saying really dumb shit, like some motherfuckers were always trying to ice skate uphill. It was totally 90s. And yeah, I need to be quiet. I will talk to you later. Bye.